All right, I do need to put my glasses on because the print is small on the ding dongs. So, what do we have here? We have whole kernel corn, green peas, peanuts, white flour, palm oil, coconut oil, sugar, hydrolyzed soy protein, salt, spices, tartrazine, brilliant blue, monosodium glutamate, tertiary butyl hydroquinone. This is what we would call an ultra processed food. Why? Because these are not ingredients that you normally find in your own kitchen. What I have here is my file that I collected just this year on processed foods. And I mean, the articles are like this one, they make you gain weight, or if you like this one, increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, or all kinds of mortality, and it's on and on. There's far more than the ones that I just collected. The message here is that these ultra-processed foods are not good for us. Now, exactly why? Oh, is it because they're high in sugar, high in salt, high in fat? Or is it because of the additives? Each individual additive may not be a problem, but altogether, who knows? That's never really been tested. So ultra-processed foods, I think, do have this Damocles sword hanging over their head. I like to cook, as most chemists do. That's why, I like books like this, Chemists Around the World, with all their recipes, or this one here, Molecular Gastronomy, how you can use chemical techniques in the kitchen. I like all of that. So I'm really quite averse to ultra-processed foods for all the literature, and because I like to cook, like all chemists, and I don't use those things in the kitchen. But we have to understand that our life really does depend on processed foods. Unless you go out there and pick an apple off of a tree, you're eating processed foods. Even cooking is processing, freezing is processing. I like sourdough bread, as I've told you many times before. And that is a processed food, right? It doesn't grow on trees. You don't hunt it. It has to be made. Now, this particular one, I don't have any problem with because the only, quote, additive in here is calcium propionate, which is a preservative. Make sure that it doesn't go moldy. I don't want mold in my food. The only objection I have is that there's a bit more salt in here than I'd like. There's about 300 milligrams of sodium in this particular slice. But nevertheless, it's processed. So I don't want to demonize all processed foods, but I don't favor the ultra-processed foods, which we normally recognize because they contain all of these ingredients that we normally do not have in our kitchen. So I certainly don't mind eating my processed bread. I know what's in it, although I like to cook, and then I really know what's in the food that I eat. But I can tell you that this package of Ding Dong is going to remain sealed.